Hey there, Julina. I am so excited that you sent. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, my dog is barking. um, I'm so excited that you sent this image because when I saw it, I actually thought to myself, "Oh, I really like that." So I'm so proud of you, and I love, gosh, the rolling hills behind them, and her dress, and the way they're looking off. I hope they love it as much as we do, because it's a great, great image. So, um, really, it's hard to critique something like this because it's beautiful. And it looks like it's really in focus. And I think you said 1.6. Um, that's great. That's a great setting. Your exposure is great. So as far as, editing goes, I love the way it's edited. As far as shooting, I think it's a great composition. You may like it better, if you were to have focused and recomposed so that they were a little off to the side a little bit, just so they're filling in these quadrants, in the rule of thirds. But really, that's not a big change. That's very minor. So that's something to think about. Also, if you want a little bit more pop, you could darken him just a little bit, not too much. You can up the contrast and then lighten the darks so it's not too heavy, but there's a little bit more pop there. So I'm literally just playing around. This is not, I think it's a beautiful image as is. So you should be very proud of yourself. I'm just going to show you what I did so that you can see the difference. It's not a big difference at all, but it's just a few. Oh, there we go. So is that zoomed in? There we go. Okay. So to be honest, I don't know. I think I'm looking at this now, and I kind of like it that it's not cropped in. But if you were shooting this and you were back this far, and you could scoot them over so that there's rolling hills that lead you to the client or the subject, you might like that. But to be honest, you did a great job, and I really, really love this. So not a lot to critique here because it's just beautiful. So there you go. You should be proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. And if I took this picture, I'd be proud of myself. So. Let's go to this one because I think this could be really helpful. So when you're going to have a hazy image just because you aren't having the light coming at a 90-degree angle. The light's almost directly behind them, and so it's not like if the sun was here or the light was here, it would be coming and hitting across this way, catching all the shadows of their bodies, their dress, their faces, their hair, everything, and that creates depth and a pop. So the reason this is hazy and not a lot of pop is because the light, you're picking up all the light. If you've noticed in my images, I think I did a blog post even about where to place your light and where you can shoot. If I was shooting right where you were in this picture, I would just scoot a little bit over to the left so that the light is directly behind their heads. Like you can't see the light past them; their bodies are blocking it. So if you shoot with, you're standing right about here. The subject's there, and the camera's directly behind part of their body. You can't see the flash. Sorry, the flash, not the camera. Then you're going to have a nice glow and still have a pop to your images. So, gosh, I wish I could pull up and show you what I mean by that. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up just really quick. I don't want to waste your time. Just want to show you what I'm talking about. So it makes a really big difference. I should have an example from this last wedding. Let's go down. Come on, come on, come on. My internet's being slow. I'm sorry. Hold on. Well, I might need to let that sit. Oh, here we go. Okay, so right here, you can see a little bit of the flash, but the reason why this isn't too airy and foggy looking is because her head's blocking part of the flash. Here, the reason that pops so much is like I was saying earlier, it's like the light or the sun, the main light source is to the side. It's not in the frame. The camera didn't get it, and so there's no haziness in the picture. Same here. The flash is right here, and I cropped it out. Same here. Now, for this picture, the flash is right behind her head. So if the flash was right here and was blowing light right into the camera lens, then I would have a huge haze problem. Same with, let's see if there are any others. Is that all? I guess it is. So this is the type of image that I'm talking about for yours. If you could put the light right behind one of their heads, then you would have more. I think that's huge. I also think, you know, as you continue to grow as a photographer, you know, trying to learn how to shoot without getting the stand and without getting the light in the picture. One, you're going to have more pop and depth to your image, and two, it's going to look more professional because you're not going to be able to see the light source. So if I was editing this picture, I would darken the shadows. I would up the contrast a little bit. And because it's a dancing shot and there's a lot going on in the background, I would make it black and white, I think. Tone down the highlights a little bit. Sometimes when there's a big, harsh lighting situation, I will darken the darks a little bit. So, you know, it's not a bad image at all. It's beautiful. But in the future, if you're shooting away from the off-camera flash, I would make sure the flash is hidden behind their head so you can have a glow and an outline around the back of their heads. Or I would shoot a 90-degree angle from the off-camera flash. So I hope that's helpful. And I'm not stuttering. It's getting kind of late over here, so maybe I should be doing this earlier in the morning. But I hope this is helpful. Let's move on to the next one. First of all, the colors in this image are just beautiful. Really, really pretty. So this is going to sound really silly, but say, and maybe you did this, you just didn't show me, but this is the first thing I thought of. If you were going to submit this, I would take one without the flower girl. Just because it looks more editorial, just to have 3 and 3 on each side, and to not have her with her distracting red bow. So if you were wanting to submit this somewhere, I'd do one with her and one without her, just because it looks more like a, you know, something that you would see in a wedding magazine if she was out of the picture. So that's really stupid. I don't know why I shared that, but that's one of the things I thought of. So I really like this. I would be a little bit careful about when you darken or burn the edges. However, you got the blue to be bluer right here. You know, when over here looks very natural, very blue and even. But this one little corner is a little too dark, and I just worry about how it would look if it was printed or in an album. So I would just be aware of that. That's an easy fix. I don't have anything to say really about the editing. I think the editing is gorgeous, and it's really a beautiful, beautiful image. So really the only thing I saw about this that I thought I would change is I was thinking, oh, this would be so much better if she was just gone. And that sounds awful, but I think it really would, because the white in the white is very distracting from the bride. So I would either take her out altogether, if you can, or put her kind of right beside the bride so that you don't have white over here, because it's just a distraction from her. She's not a little flower girl. She's pretty tall for a flower girl, and so that's another reason I would put her closer to the bride. Let's see, what else? You did a great job controlling the highlights. The posing is fun. Yeah, it's a great image. I really, really like it. I even think, now might sound crazy, but I even think if you wanted to crop it in and have them even more at the bottom of the frame, that could be really cool too. It kind of emphasizes the fact that you want it to be composed this way. So I love it. Your images look wonderful, and I especially love this one. So you should be really proud of yourself. And I'm excited to see you next week. Thanks, girl. Bye.